The sun is setting at my place and it's already getting dark. Greetings everyone, it's Angelo Rain, and today we're here for a mini review of action figures from the past of a series that we knew in France. Maybe not in other countries. Since it's about Winspector in the Tokusatsu style. I hope the artificial intelligence will pronounce it correctly. Winspector, Totem, or Winspector Special Police. It's a Japanese series that came out some time ago. In the 90s to be exact. And I have to admit that honestly, I don't know much about the Win product, Spectre, or rather the series. I've been able to watch a few episodes. But why am I showing you these action figures? Well, simply because, as you know, I am a collector of Saint Seiya. Saint Seiya. It must be noted that back in the day, in stores in France, I hope it will be the same in other countries, we had the famous vintage ones with the flip cover. I still represent what a vintage one is. So we were in the supermarkets, and back then we had the action figures. I think you don't know much about this license. I haven't talked much about it on this YouTube channel. The Knights of the Zodiac. The famous Knights of the Zodiac, there you go with the flip covers. I'm not showcasing once again the collection, you all know it. With the famous flap that allows you to see the exclusive action figure here with us. In France and also in Spain. And one day I went to a supermarket and I saw this on the shelf with the flip cover as well. I thought to myself, but these aren't the Knights of the Zodiac. It looks similar, it's almost the same. It's made by Bandai, but these aren't the Knights of the Zodiac. Back then I remember I bought them. Let's put this one on. We're out of context for this video. And I was surprised to see that there was a series airing at the time on Club Dorothée, which didn't have huge success since it was about the action figures. Finally, from the Winspector series, and back then I had bought the red model in the box. So the famous flip cover. So Fire Tector, the hero, along with Walter, the blue one. The red Fire and the yellow Michael. Hoping that it translates me correctly. So, Fire Tector, who is the leader, and we can see that at the back. The action figures were released here, with a flip cover, and in the same style as the vintage ones from back in the day. We're going to put one together, don't worry. And there, we can see that it's really like the vintage ones from Saint Seiya. These are the same bodies, the same joints, plastic and metal figures that are 13 centimeters tall. There you go. Made by Bandai with the poses. The certificate, tap 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 tap, just to show that it's an authentic product. So these action figures were released here, and there were also the Japanese models. Lack of flip covers. Let's start with this one first. There you go. And you'll see that in France we had a little exclusivity, but not by much. So here the Fire Tector, with the same box as the French one. So this, for an instruction manual, is quite a hefty one. It's almost like newspaper paper. So, we can see that it's exactly the same way to assemble, step by step, of the vintage ones from 1988. Of the Knights of the Zodiac. It's exactly the same thing. There's no totem this time. We were adding some weapons to it. I don't think there was even a box set, DVD or Blu-ray in France. About this series, it's you. To say how much it has completely flown under the radar, there are a few fans, but not enough. Not enough to warrant a re-release on DVD. Here, at least it seems to me, we have the objects, such as those presented in the Japanese version. We had a kind of, how to say, black seats to rest the robots. Except that here the hero is a human. With the pieces, you can see it well. Completely. Made of plastic, the plastic parts are not shiny. You'll see why it's different from the European version. We have the torso, which is made of metal, which is chrome. The weapons of the Fire Tector. With the figurine, it's really, like I said, it's really the vintage figurines of Saint Seiya. It's Ya with the famous artifacts. His laser sword, other weapons. Shall we put this here? Now we're going to compare with the European versions. You'll see that there are a few small differences. Because yes, indeed, there is a difference, since I don't know why. But fortunately the Japanese fixed that for their re-release. I gathered some information on it. On these toys from 1990, the European versions had chrome on their plastic parts. Here it is. Same goes for my dates. We have the European version. And the Japanese version, so we can say that our versions are a bit prettier, coming with the same accessories. It doesn't change at the head level. Almost. So here we have the hero. And the hero, yeah, maybe a bit more details or less. I don't know. From one head to another, it changes. It even flopped back then. So what I'm going to do is that we're going to assemble the two versions. He even gave me the manual, of course, in French. Newspaper. Almost the same thing as the Japanese version. I'm looking at the difference. A bit too much. This game is the same. It's similar. It's almost the same thing. Anyway, so the one that went to your eternity, this video. So the boxes we had in France, where they are just taken from the boxes. The Japanese box, so no chrome. There you go. Original Japanese on the left, European on the right. Here is a Winspector. Done in a rush. I could have shown you all the accessories. I could have, you can see them even here. They allow them to send air rays with the sword. We can see that the sword is different from the French version. It has less chrome, while the Japanese version is bright red, brand new. So the Japanese version figure, 13 centimeters as I was explaining. But vintage, is it a Schlegel? These are figurines in the tank. There you go. If the vintage fans from back in the day, you pretty much know what it looks like. You can see that it's definitely the Japanese one. No chrome on the plastic parts. As I mentioned, the European version is much shinier. So of course, like with the vintage Saint Seiya, there's a lot more interest in presenting it. In the version, well, my faith, Japanese. It's much better to see it in the European version. Oh, little mosaic that we'll see later. Has the two red models, so Japanese and European. And now we're going to compare it with the other robots. Well, I'm missing a few. I'm not going to take the others. It's not a series that has transcended a lot of people. I'm saying it. It's almost unnoticed. It's part of a Tokusatsu trilogy. After that, I know absolutely nothing about the world of Tokusatsu. Much better videographers, YouTubers to give you better information. I admit that I got these action figures back in the day when I was little, referring to the vintage of Saint Seiya. I was able to see a few episodes, but that's where it stops. And in this collection, there's also the car, the famous Winspector car. So here, we have, let's say, the blue Walter. There you go. As you can clearly and easily observe, right over there, you will find the one that is distinctly green. Font in Japanese. The European version, of course, is chrome, same color as the vintage Dragon V2, to be exact. For those who are wondering, this one is definitely a robot, don't worry. We'll show it inside the character. We had dioramas back then, so they don't have it. It's nice. The famous chair for this, well, a seat for him to rest. With the accessories, there you go, for weaponry. And all of this is from Bandai. It's from Bandai, my friends, there you go. So, Walter Japanese version. I'm missing the European version, but I still have the yellow one. Beacle, I don't know how to say it. Still no, the Japanese version is chrome. Go take a look inside, it's shiny. Size, and of course the famous foldable flap. And this box isn't brand new, so I hope I don't tear the packaging. Oh wow. Shoo! And here we can see that it's chrome. There you go. Japanese, matte, and European chrome. So there have been red, yellow, and green. There haven't been any others, of course, since there haven't been any other robots with their robot head. There you go. I'd like to know why, when I get boxes online, people lose the plastic protective film. What do they do with them? They play with them, they eat them. So I had to make one handmade. I'm still showing the inside of the packaging for the green model. I need to hurry because it's already dark. It is 3:50 p.m. It's dark at my place. Night falls very quickly. It's winter. I wanted to present the car. Winspector, I'll do it tomorrow. Luckily, I have my light that illuminates me well. The packaging. Here is the model yellow, which I place next to. In red, since these are European models. And now we're going to put the glass on, and there you go. It's done. If there are any Winspector fans, if there are collectors, if there are people who know this license, are you going to come forward? Because right now I feel very alone in this video presenting products from a license that maybe no one knows or that people have forgotten, I don't know. Of a license that perhaps nobody knows, or if people have forgotten, I don't know. Alright, let's hurry up. While it's not picking up the face, I made a construction game. So here is the green model. Winspector Walter. I forgot to mention that you need to put on his shoulder pads, and he also has wings on the back, which are inseparable from the character. Before I forget, there are also figures for this license. I'll actually put up a photo this time, I won't forget. And I think it's really cool. I don't know what to put as a mosaic, I don't know if I should put this or that. I'm hesitating, so... It's the same, so I'm missing it. The yellow model. I had ordered some at one point, and the French post lost it for me. So there, you go. I wanted to get the Japanese yellow model. It's not a big deal. And here we have the European versions with the red one. And the yellow one, so I'm missing the green one that I could put on the right. In version... European version, so a chrome green. So that's the thing, let me know what you think about it. We'll make a video tomorrow of the car as the sun sets, so I wanted to show them to you. So these are vintage. Are they interesting today? I don't know. It's Bandai who did this. It's nice for the collection, I admit. But to have them, that is. Well, anyway, you know how I feel. If there are any Winspector fans out there, speak up. Otherwise, I feel like this video isn't going to get many views. But anyway, I'm showing you my collection items. We'll meet again tomorrow for the video on the Winspector car, which can transform. And here, it is the famous Winsquad Deluxe from Winspector. It's not a car, a vehicle to be exact, still from Bandai, released around the 90s, which allowed for the vintage Winspector figure to fit inside. In a nice pose that I've never been able to replicate because it's really difficult. Do I have the version? Yes, I have the European version. It would be marked in Japanese otherwise. Am I being stupid here? Transformable play. Transformable play. That gives me some info. So apparently, this series has been released. It was known in France, obviously in Japan, in Italy, in Spain, since Zodiac and his players in Spanish. Will my Portuguese friends confirm that this series was released in their country? You'll let me know, because honestly I have no idea. The Winsquad Deluxe, with the back of the vehicle showing the car as it is. Classic, which allows it to transform. So this is a model that was released in France and Spain. So there you go, certified. Bandai, scan the code to see if it's really that. Beep. And so we have the red version of the car, transformed. We're going to open the inside of the blister, of course. Vroom. Vroom, 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 vroom. Here's the car. Here is the Winspector car. So here we can see that there were stickers to put on the front of the box. They are here. There are others over there. And others here that there's something I haven't seen. Oh, well, yes, of course. The most important of all. The famous card that allows you to transform the car when you put it in the back, or the Wii car. Very nice car. There you go. A car that allowed you to welcome. The way with the character that we would put inside. The vintage. Yesterday, with the famous card that you clip, it's to put it directly into transformed version. There you go. And there it is. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Attention. Let's arm it for the crazy ones. Attention. 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 And there you go, magnificent. It did come with a manual after all. That allowed exactly to put the right stickers with the card that activates the beams. We put this, nothing. And on top of that, it's good to have manuals because I think that nowadays the manuals are sometimes much more collectible, the boxes, than some loose items. I don't know what you will tell me about that. That allows you to modify the car. And there you go, you get to see me on camera. Here is the Winspector card, just as it is presented. Goodbye. So, how does it work? The inspector's car. You just need to take this little card, push it in for it to pop out. Oh. Then you take these red parts that allow to create like this to get the quad car. Well, then it was about, there you go. It's this part here. Gently push in the head part to slide it, then you put this on. The head part to slide it. Then you put this on, but not enough. It's not over. Now you need to put the spokes on. In this direction, there you go. So, gadget. Archaic at the time. Yes, that makes good sense. There you go. I wasn't mistaken. The missiles are in that sense that allows people to place the missiles like this to attack with the detector. Just know that if you don't recognize this toy, that's totally normal. This is a toy that dates back almost 40 years. So there you go. Now the question is, how do we get it back in shape then? Their fear of breaking it. Alright, Winsquad. We're bringing it back, I assure you honestly, it's the front. For their master, it's hell. No players were harmed at all during the filming of this video. And now we're not putting it back inside. Gotcha! We're putting it back in a career. You go. And there, so the size is back to normal. Finally, I think, like before, and no, Angelo Rain, we first need to put this part back in, like this inside, and then put this part back on to close the hood and have the original car. So here is the fire detector car. Also know that there is a motorcycle, but I honestly admit to you, my patience has its limits. And honestly, I'm not a big enough fan of this series to actually watch it. See the series again and again. For Amir, a little more. Other products, listen, I'll show it to you again. Disassembled, be careful. Here's the transformed version. I'm putting it back together well. Special Rescue Police. Special Rescue Police. Wind Special. The car that allows you to travel. Oh, there. With the missiles. The missiles. There it is. It's not an incredible artifact. Point the missiles. There you go. Good. And finally, at the end, the back, with the plate. You go. But they have there you go. There you go, my friends. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hand you back. I'm going to try to find the commercials for Win Special, because what we're going to do is we're going to tidy up all this mess. I want to thank you for watching this video. Very nice car. I thought it would stand up. That, so you can put the vintage red of the fire detector, the red. The commercial for this toy license. And there you go. See you soon for new reviews in the world of toys. That was Angelo Rain with his little car, like a child who wishes you a good evening. And subscribe to my channel. Hi.
Touch me. Touch me.
ウィンスペクターが君に送る正義のシンボル。プログラムカードを入力せよ。驚異のハイテク技術が今君の手に。ウィンスペクターデラックス特計手帳。
Touch me. Touch me.
ウィンスペクターが君に送る正義のシンボル。プログラムカードを入力せよ。驚異のハイテク技術が今君の手に。ウィンスペクターデラックス特計手帳。
Touch me. Touch me. Touch me.
ウィンスペクター司令デイトリック M2 を装備せよ。マックスキャリバー着火。君も今日からウィンスペクターデイトリック M2 とマックスキャリバ
ウィンスペクター最終指令大型装備着火。驚異のリアル感覚が君を直撃する。最新鋭の興奮ギガストリーマー完成。着火。そしてデラックスファイヤーテクター。
Touch me. Touch me.
ウィンスペクター司令クラステクター着火。時間と空間を超えて今君の手に。特計ウィンスペクター着火指令シリーズ完成。
Touch me.
クラステクター着火。時空を超えて今君の手に。特計ウィンスペクター着火指令シリーズ。ウィンスペクター指令ニューアイテムを確保せよ。 SP カードイン。そして君は伝説となる。完全着火デラックスウィンスコード誕生。ウィンスペクター司令 SP カードイン。そして君は伝説となる。デラックスウィンスコード誕生。
Winsquad, en engin du futur. Winsquad, elle nous conduit vers l'aventure. La voiture de Winspector, Winspector le plus fort, qui arrive en renfort dans sa super voiture Winsquad.
La voiture transformable de Winspector. Voici l'insigne et les armes secrètes de Winspector. Combat et détruis les forces du mal. Puis rase toi-même les robots Michael Tector, Walter Tector et le fabuleux robot humain Fire Tector. Bondis sur ta moto. Transforme ta voiture en un redoutable engin de combat. Pour lutter contre l'injustice. En route pour l'aventure avec Winspector, les nouveaux chevaliers de Bandai.
Son Michael Tector, Walter Tector y Fire Tector. Y el fabuloso maletín con todos los accesorios. Ahora salta sobre tu moto Winchaser o transforma tu coche Winsquad en una impresionante máquina que lucha contra el mal. Son los nuevos caballeros de Bandai. ¡Qué guay!
Handumdrehen mit dem neuen Verwandlungsauto von Winspector. Ihr bestimmt jetzt, welcher Film abläuft und wann sich der weiße Winspector-Streifenwagen in einen heißen roten Einsatzblitzer mit allen Schikanen verwandeln soll.
Ziel erfasst. Winspector gibt's jetzt überall im Spielwarenhandel.
Winsquad, Verwandlungsauto. Die ganze Winspector-Spielwelt.